you look at Jim Justice, I mean, I think most people are looking at the state of West Virginia and know that Republicans are going to flip that seat. It is not a question. The bigger question is whether Larry Hogan can flip Maryland. Obviously, this is very mixed because Democrats, obviously dominate a lot of Maryland. Right. But Larry Hogan was a very well-liked governor, so unclear what exactly is going to happen.
Welcome to Reporter's Notebook, where we talk to the Washington Examiner's top journalists about the stories breaking on their beats. I'm Jim Antle, and I'm joined today by Congressional reporter Samantha-Jo Roth. SJ, we had some Senate primaries, some of which might be pretty important to determining which party is in control of the chamber next year. Talk a little bit about what we learned.
Yeah, so basically what we learned is that these candidates who are backed by the National Republican Senatorial Committee, they really very much prevailed in these elections. So you had Jim Justice in West Virginia, and if you remember, Alex Mooney, a representative from West Virginia, was challenging him. He had the backing of this big conservative group who put in a lot of money, and obviously Jim Justice, just trounced on Alex Mooney. And then you also look, in Maryland, we saw Larry Hogan, a former governor, very popular in the state. He won his primary. And so it's just, I think none of this is surprising, but basically all of the Republicans that were personally recruited by big Senate leadership, they all prevailed in their primaries, and they're really trying to stop the mistakes that they made in the last election. And when you talk to them, they'll tell you they felt like a lot of those candidates were not properly vetted. And when you talk to Democrats, they'll start to point out some of the issues that they've been seeing with some of these candidates.
Sure.
We could go over them, for this entire video cast, but so they're arguing that they are flawed and that they are not a change. But I think overwhelmingly, when you talk to Republicans, they say this slate of candidates is much stronger.
I mean, Larry Hogan and Jim Justice alone are at least two people who've gotten elected statewide in their states.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you look at Jim Justice, I mean, I think most people are looking at the state of West Virginia and know that Republicans are going to flip that seat. It is not a question. The bigger question is whether Larry Hogan can flip Maryland. Obviously, this is very mixed because Democrats, obviously dominate a lot of Maryland. Right. But Larry Hogan was a very well-liked governor, so unclear what exactly is going to happen.
He's going to need a lot of Biden-Hogan ticket splitters.
Exactly, and I think he's definitely trying to reach out to them. I think he formed a coalition of Democrats for Hogan, moderates for Hogan, so I think those are very...
Libs for Larry? No?
Yeah, I don't know about that one, but I think that, that's going to be really instrumental for him, but it is an open question. Maryland has not elected, a senator who is a Republican for, I couldn't even tell you how long, but a long, long time. So it'll be interesting to watch.
So what's the latest news with Senator Bob Menendez, the indicted Democrat from New Jersey?
Well, so we're watching this week. His trial has officially started, and this happened today where he announced that his wife has breast cancer and that she's undergoing treatment and a mastectomy. This is really interesting because we kind of knew that her trial was delayed due to something related to her health. It is delayed until July, so this is, notable. A lot of people are questioning why this came up just today. Why it's a little ironic that
and she features a little bit in the case.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes. Senator Menendez is basically blaming his wife for, if you remember, the gold bars that were found, the corruption, the cash. So basically his legal strategy is just to blame his wife. Whether that's a good one is another question, but...
Doesn't sound like the golden rule.
It doesn't,
No.
and you're already seeing senators who are attacking him over this. So, obviously there's a lot of upheaval here on Capitol Hill regarding whether he should actually be a senator still. Senator John Fetterman, who is a Pennsylvania Democrat, he has been extremely critical of Menendez, has gone as far to call for his expulsion, and even today told one of our reporters that, way to go, why are you blaming your wife, who is now sick.
Right.
Or, we didn't previously know that, but she was obviously sick the whole time. But it should be interesting.
So I want to talk to you about an issue that's near and dear to your heart. What's the big news out of Reagan National Airport?
Well, we've been watching this for a really, really long time, for a year. And basically, the FAA is going to allow 5 more nonstop flights that are from these cities across the country that are called, I can't remember exactly how many miles, I think it's like 1,600 plus, that are on the West Coast. Basically because Congress owns Reagan National and Dulles, they are able to control just how many of those flights are going in and out. And this was a major point of contention in the FAA bill, but they were able to get it through. Now the next bigger question is which cities are going to get this enhanced nonstop service.
Right.
So, basically in the bill it says that they're going to prioritize the cities that have short or that don't have any connection to Reagan. So we already know that American Airlines is putting in a application to get San Antonio on their list. We also know San Diego is a huge city that is not serviced by DCA. And then a lot of other people are talking about maybe some of these bigger cities. For example, San Francisco only has 2 round-trip flights every single day. That's not that many. Portland, I think, only has 1.
Right.
So
these are major cities.
Major cities, and yes, they do have other options. They can go to Dulles, they can go to BWI, but this is the airport that is closest to Congress,
right,
to Washington. So we'll see what exactly they do.
What kind of flights of fancy are next?
I know. I was surprised to find that my home state has 4. I think Phoenix has 4 round-trip flights, so that was surprising to me. Or actually, no, it was 3. It was 3. Los Angeles has 4.
So you're going to have to take one of these and get back to us. Yeah.
I will.
Thank you, SJ.
Thank you.
You can read Samantha-Jo and the rest of our political team's coverage at washingtonexaminer.com.